Hey folks, Russ Hudson here with Canada Advisors Weekly Update for November 11th, 2021. Starting with federal news, the U.S. government urged a trade court to toss a machinery manufacturer's claims that the federal government illegally blocked imports of cannabis paraphernalia to Washington, where cannabis is legal. The company, Eteros Technology, makes equipment that separates leaves from flowers and is seeking an exception to federal code. Congress sent President Joe Biden a large-scale infrastructure bill that contains provisions aimed at letting scientists study the actual marijuana that consumers buy from dispensaries instead of using only government cannabis. In other federal news, a new amendment would add language to the National Defense Authorization Act to federally legalize medical marijuana for military veterans who comply with a state program where they live. Physicians with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs would also be allowed for the first time to issue such recommendations. Nevada marijuana edibles manufacturer Kindables has temporarily lost its business license after regulators found that a product line was not inspected per state rules and was found to have added thousands of additional products to a batch of tested products, essentially bypassing state-mandated lab safety testing. Cannabis multi-state operator Curaleaf Holdings signed a definitive agreement to acquire Tryke, an Arizona-based MSO, in a cash and stock transaction valued at $286 million. The deal is expected to close in the second half of 2022. The electoral triumph by the Republican Party in Virginia this week has thrown into question the rollout of the state's recreational marijuana market. Over the summer, Glenn Youngkin's campaign tweeted that Youngkin will not seek to repeal adult use legalization. However, during an April campaign rally, Youngkin said, "I've never met anybody who habitually used marijuana and was successful." In Southern California, the commercial cannabis licensing program, which was approved by the City Council in 2017, has been mired in allegations of bribery, conflict of interest, and bias, including a sworn declaration filed last year where 3 operators have complained about questionable practices in the city and having to pay $250,000 in a brown paper bag to city officials. In New York, a cannabis company called Vessel is urging lawmakers to consider bill language that would regulate cannabis waste. The company is proposing a model bill that would set up a recycling process for current and future cannabis products, including disposable vape pens and cartridges. Also in New York, the Cannabis Control Board approved rules for manufacturing, testing, and packaging hemp products, including CBD products. Businesses have 6 months to get in line with the new regulations. Elsewhere in the state, the latest update by the New York State Department of Labor outright prohibits employers from marijuana testing either when hiring or on suspicion an employee is impaired. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed a bill into law Thursday that would expand the pool of individuals who are eligible to receive medical marijuana business licenses. House Bill 4295 removes the ban on those with previous felony and misdemeanor marijuana convictions from participating in the legal medical marijuana industry. In interesting news out of Maryland, the Medical Cannabis Commission there passed a new rule this week that will allow cannabis business owners to use their licenses as collateral for loans. New Mexico regulators say they are moving to process marijuana production business licenses as fast as they can, but questions are being raised about whether they will be able to meet the expected April launch of legal sales. And finally, on Tuesday, the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission announced that it will begin accepting license applications for cultivation and manufacturing on December 15th and retail licenses on March 15th. There are no application deadlines and no limits on the number of licenses, notwithstanding the cap at 37 on cultivation centers until February 2023. That's it for this edition of Canada Advisors Weekly Update. Thanks for tuning in and see you folks next week.